How are you doing this morning?
Good, good. Drinking some coffee, and I just got the delivery, and it's looks amazing. Wow.
He's so chipper in the morning too. They don't normally do breakfast, right? That La Mesita. So they do farmers market. They'll have like breakfast items there, and in the afternoons you can grab like a breakfast burrito and stuff. But so I called him and I said, there's zero pressure. I know that you're open in the afternoon, evenings. I said, so there's no obligation. He's like, I don't mind. No, I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to be prepping anyway. Not a problem at all. And just, I was so excited because I love his food.
Yeah, he's such a nice person too. You can tell he's very, very nice and kind.
Yeah, good heart, eh?
Yeah, yeah, you can tell right away.
What a great story. Speaking of stories, Jenish, thank you for joining me today. So let's kick this off. It's live at the breakfast table for those of you just tuning in. I'm sitting here today with Jenish Odigineyev from StudioPTBO.
Yes.
Jenish, can you tell us a little bit about your title and maybe a little bit about what you do at StudioPTBO before I get into the hard-hitting live at the breakfast table questions?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a business developer. I am in charge of basically talking to people, figuring out what they need when it comes to marketing and lead generation. And then I take everything, I ask questions. That's my question. That's my job. What do you do? What do you sell? What's your ideal client? Where do you operate? What's your, what sort of layer of the population, what demographic, what psychographics, I just ask all the questions. I create a report. I take it back to my ad team or web design team if they're looking for a website. And then we just sit together, and they give me different options, and I bring it back to them, and I just basically lay it out saying this is what we think you should do. This should be our plan of attack, and this is how we could help you win. And, that's basically it. That's my job.
Excellent. Awesome. So you gather the information, you develop the strategy, you roll it out, and you're really awesome. I was going to swear and I didn't. So you're really awesome. So live at the breakfast table this morning, we have catered in breakfast from La Mesita Restaurante. It is Tuesday, meaning it's Taco
Beautiful.
Tuesday.
Beautiful.
He sent us an array of empanadas, and I am excited. So we're going to enjoy, before I do that, I am going to show mine as well. They're actually still warm from the oven. They are the most delicious things, pockets of heaven. So it's Takeout Tuesday, grab some La Mesita, Taco Tuesday, enjoy. I'm going to take a few bites while you answer. So my first question for you, Jenish.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not from Peterborough. So why did you choose Peterborough?
Peterborough chose me, to be honest. What happened was, I am from Kyrgyzstan, born and raised in Kyrgyzstan, beautiful country, beautiful people, very, very corrupt government. And my wife and I, when we got pregnant, the doctors, were being a little bit strange, and we decided, we're just going to have our baby in Canada. So we moved to Canada, and then while I was waiting for my document, had to hire out somebody else that was, to do my job in Kyrgyzstan because, it took a long time, right? It took a long time, and these things too, it's a big deal. And then I just decided I was going to get a job here. I did a few different things. And then did sales. And while I was doing sales, I ran a bit of marketing for my previous company. I worked for a couple of wonderful people, Woodbegs, and I ran their Facebook page, and it got me really interested in marketing. So I started looking for some place I could learn more about it, because I realized it's a vast, huge thing. It's an amazing tool. You can do so much with it. And Cody May's name kept coming up, and StudioPTBO kept coming up. And I quickly looked them up. They were in Peterborough. And I think because of their tracking on their website, I ended up in their pipeline. So I started seeing their content everywhere. And I really liked them, right? I liked the kind of messages they were putting out, and they were doing exactly everything right? The whole goal of putting out content is like Frank Kern says, you have to be magnetic and irresistible to your ideal client, and you almost have to be repulsive for the people that you don't want to work with. So that I was like, oh my goodness, I need to meet this guy. So I invited him for coffees. I said, can you teach me a little bit about this marketing stuff? And we had a few different coffee meetings, and then he would just tell me about you have to create audiences, and he just knew so much. So and then the more I looked into the company, the more I fell in love with it. And I basically asked Cody, hey man, can you hire me? I would love to work with you, I'll do whatever you want. I said, I can do ads, if you want me to do ads, I've done some. And he's like, sure. And they showed me the back end of it. It's, I wouldn't say it's impossible to learn, but it's very complicated.
I bet it's a beast.
It's huge. Yeah. So many moving parts, and it just very, very intricate. And I said, you know what? I probably can't do it right now. Can I do something else? So they gave me this job that I have now. They said, you are really friendly, and you'd probably like this, because, I do like meeting new people and asking them about their businesses and what they do. And so that's what I do. I just, hang out and talk to people and ask them questions. And that's all there is to it, that's sales for you. Everyone.
You don't get it if you don't ask.
Yeah, everyone seems to think you're a salesperson is that sneaky person that's going to make you buy things you don't need. In my culture, everyone's a salesman. You have to know how to sell things, because you don't really have if you want a new car, you have to sell your old car. So everyone sells something and everyone buys something. So selling is just part of life. It's that's where communities get together. We call them bazaars, right? You go there, you stand and sell your thing and then buy another thing. So everyone's selling and buying. It's part of the culture. And here people think that selling is something I don't even know. It's just someone's going to scam you. We don't do that. We don't do that. We ask you questions, and then we figure out if we can actually help you win. If we feel you're not going to win out from our marketing, then we're just going to say, hey, you should look for another agency. That's not we can't really help you, because sometimes we don't specialize in it. And sometimes it's just not worth it. For example, if you make, let's say hand woven belly button warmers, and you can only make and you can only make 200 of them, right? It doesn't make sense to hire a full-on marketing agency, because you're not going to see return on investment,
Yeah.
And then but if you're a company that, you have a bunch of salespeople and they're sitting around because you can't generate leads, and you're bleeding money because, paying salaries, but, they're not really being busy talking to people, then we come in and then, we help you create a plan of attack, for short-term, cash flow, right now, and long-term, how to set yourself apart from your competition, how to get people to see you as authority in the space, how to make people think that you're the only one they should do business with. That's where we come in. But, a few other things we don't really do, it just depends. That's why discovery calls are, 45 minutes. And I ask a lot of questions just to figure out, are you going to win if you hire us? If it's a yes, then I go in and and I say, you should absolutely hire us. This is the kind of guarantees we can give you. And then if not, it's not, we just say maybe try someone else, because we don't do everything.
Yeah. But, and what, that honesty is key. And I think that really, really speaks to the whole mission. You guys are very relationship based, whether or not it's somebody you do business with, you keep that relationship intact. And I see that in everything that Nora, Neil, Cody, you, the whole team over there just pump out that whole ethos, right? So good on you. Like, the relationship building is huge. And man, to be a fly on the wall in the StudioPTBO office and the things that you could learn, because it's just, especially with marketing, social media, like, it is a beast. You'll never learn it all, right? Like, and it's constantly evolving. So you need to evolve. Yeah, awesome. Excellent. Good stuff. Which actually segues into my next question. What motivates you every day? What drives you to get up and do the best that Jenish can do?
My team, I'm a part of awesome team. Every single person is beautiful and awesome in like their own way. And we have Zoom meetings every morning, and we share our wins. And that's just like, I just want to win for the team, because I'm in sales side of the things, like if I win, everyone wins, right? So that's what motivates me. Like I like these people. I want this company to do well. Just like you said, Cody, Nora, and Neil, they're really awesome people, and they built a really, really good team of like-minded folk that that are just nice. It's easy to sell my services because I say come with me because I know my people are awesome. They're going to look after you. Whereas if you go with another agency, they might just be scumbags and they could take your money and run with it. Whereas I can assure you that if you come with my company, everyone in my company is a good person. We're going to do everything we can to make you win and help you succeed in this. We have your best interest in mind when it comes to we'll put out 120%. And I also it's hard to for me, it would be hard to sell something I didn't believe in.
Yeah.
I believe in my team wholeheartedly. I know that they're gonna do absolute best. I just believe it.
But people see through it, right? Like when you're cared about, you care, right? I get that with the chamber. A lot of people, we push certain messaging out because we believe in it. We believe in the work that we do, very, very similar to you. You believe in your team. And you're as strong as your weakest. And I think that trust that you've built on the team where you set them up, and then that your counterparts, they're going to make sure that everything gets done that was committed in fulfillment, right? So good answer. Excellent answer. You got good answers this morning, Jenish. You guys better be taking notes. Lead generation, of course, StudioPTBO, you guys talk about it all the time. You kind of touched base on it in the beginning. Can you share with us maybe 3 tips on generating leads for business?
The short of starting a actual campaign, omnipresent campaign, if you want to just generate your own leads organically, one of the best things to do is to hang out in Facebook groups or any sort of groups where your ideal client would be hanging out in. And then just being helpful, answering questions is a really good way to generate leads. Just for example, we do a lot in real estate space, and I'm in all sorts of real estate, groups and stuff. And always the question of how are you guys generating your leads comes up, and then I can jump in and be helpful and then just give them pointers. Cody is, amazing, right? He knows everything when it comes to Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that. He usually can really give them a pointed, targeted, exact kind of attack that they should be, doing or creating. And it usually gets them asking hey, so how do you know all this stuff? And he says I work for an agency. We do this for a living. If you'd like to talk more, book a call with my business developer. And then I come in all smiley and friendly and approachable. And I ask them so what do you need? How can I and I think that's what gets them through the doors, that we're not trying to sell right off the bat.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out are you a good person, and are we going to have a good time working together? Because, sometimes we come across people that are just take my money, I'm ready to go. But then if you do a little bit of research, reviews are horrible and people have had horrible time working with them. And then you think like, money's not important to us, like we have so much money in our pipeline. It's just like, we don't chase every dollar. We chase good clients. So we just kind of say no to those sort of people, because, who wants that, right? Like it's a well-oiled machine. Everything's working well. And my guys are just so kind and nice. And then if you have somebody that's going to be terrible to them, it's just going to be like throwing a wrench in this whole system. Like it just creates a disarray, right?
Find the right clients. Absolutely.
So that was my long-winded answer for one of the ways. And another way is, it's not really lead generation, but a lot of people seem to really fail to do this. Is everyone you've done business with and everyone that's happy with your like services, you should get them recorded video, or like for sure get them to give you a review on Facebook page and Google My Business page. Google My Business page is just absolutely beautiful. It's free. Everyone should have a Google My Business page. Like they should absolutely verify your Google business, your business with Google, because it multiplies your your visibility, and then you can collect reviews there. Plus, like it algorithmically pulls up all the reviews that you have on your Facebook page and shows it off on the Google My Business page. And social proof, positive peer pressure, you name it. Like it's a cognitive bias, and it will hugely help with lead generation and closing clients. Because let's face it, even if I buy like silly headphones, I'm gonna go and look at reviews. So if you're selling high ticket services or like products, people are going to want to know what others have said about you. And if you have 0 reviews, that's almost like having negative reviews. Like you have to have reviews, and it's a must. Plus, if you have a lot of reviews, positive reviews on Google My Business page, Google will show your page up higher. It's a search engine, and it's going to say like, okay, this business seems to be legit. They have so many happy customers, so we're going to show them higher in the first page. So that's one of the ways to like, even optimize for the search engine. So collect all of your positive reviews, get everyone to write you a positive review if you had like a good experience. And that's very, very important. And I had another way too, like, I think, content, putting out content, if you don't put it out there, like, and if your page looks dead, then it just sends the wrong message.
Yeah.
So you have to have a plan on when and what sort of content you're going to be putting out there. And you have to be speaking to your ideal client and speaking about the solutions to the problems your ideal client might be facing. So at StudioPTBO, Cody puts out, content. He's got coffees with Cody, and he always talks about how to generate leads, how to pump up your team. Like everything that he basically puts out there is something that, our ideal clients might find interesting, and that could get them into our world. And once they're in our world, they just kind of like get to know you. And get to know you part of the like lead generation is one of the main things. If at some point, they just feel like, I know these people, why would I go with this agency when I know them? Like, I feel like I'm part of their family because, they're always telling me, giving me advice for free. Like, that's another Frank Kern thing. He says, give away your shirt and then your clients will just come to you.
It's true. The more you get, the more you give. I mean, the more you give, the more you get.
Yeah.
So it pivots right back to that relationship building, right? And you can see how that's woven all throughout everything that you guys do, from kind of nurturing relationships through groups, offering advice, all of that. So good work.
Thank you.
PTBO, you're everywhere. I know you love it. I know you love the food here and curbside pickup. And I always ask about local businesses. So tell me, my friend, where's your favorite place to grab a bite to eat and maybe some curbside pickup? Where are you shopping?
Like I love sushis. So all of the sushi places in Peterborough, I love. Um, the hockey place, I love burritos. So mucho burrito. Girls are beautiful. They love my kid. Every birthday he has, we go and eat burritos there. And this year was different because of COVID. We didn't end up going inside, but we usually go inside and take a picture. Like, the girls recognize him. So they all come out and we take a picture and then I post it on Facebook. It's,
That is
it's
so
awesome.
cute. Oh
Yeah.
my
And,
heart.
but in general, like, we did our honeymoon in Peterborough.
Oh, where?
Ambassador Suites, like on George Street.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, because I'm a foreigner and, my in-laws, I've offered, like, do you guys want to stay there? Like, it's close, we got married in Norwood and we're like, I'd
Is it
love to.
Peterborough Inn and Suites?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
love it there. And they've got these big jacuzzi tubs and fireplaces in the rooms. And Bridge and Jasleen own it, and they are wonderful humans. I did not mean to hijack your story. I'm so sorry, Jenish. So you got married in Norwood, had your honeymoon in Peterborough at Peterborough Inn and Suites.
Yeah. And we would just walk around. Like, I'm a foreigner, like, and my wife has been in Kyrgyzstan almost, like, since she was 14, something like that. So she would just, like, walk me around. Like, I would, just take pictures. It's a nice looking city,
It is.
and take pictures of cars. Like, we don't really see those cars of that era, like back home, American cars. So it's like Studebakers and all that stuff. And then there was a Lamborghini parked in one of the streets. So I took a picture of that. So it was a beautiful experience. Like, and then we just went on all the, like, we would just take turns and go to restaurants on George Street, and we'd just make a list of, like, we're gonna go Thai, and then we're gonna go Indian, and then we're gonna go Chinese, and then we're gonna do sushis. And then she said, like, we could go to, like, Lansdowne Place, and I didn't know the place was called Lansdowne Place. And then I was just, like, joking, like, saying, and then we could go to Walmart Place and then Tim Horton Place. I was like, I thought it was so funny. She kept saying Lansdowne Place. It turns out it's called that. And, I just love the city. Like, it's, people are nice, like, I like the food and I like the variety of food. And we've just been, like, just trying a new thing every time.
I say it all the time. The food in Peterborough is off the hook. It really and truly is. Like, we need to just experience it all because it is so good here. So it actually brings me around to my last question, my friend. So you are our speaker for Chamber AM, Tuesday, February the 9th, 8 a.m. via Zoom. And you're going to share some insight with us. I thought you could give us a little sneak peek, maybe a little preview of what you might be sharing with us at Chamber AM next week.
I'd like to talk about, like, just gratitude. Being grateful seems to, like, generate more energy and then it kind of creates more opportunity and you're able to be more grateful. And it just, creates that momentum, like, being a boy from, like, up in the mountains of Talas back in Kyrgyzstan, it's like, not a lot of people speak English, like, and then I just had the, I said to myself, I'm going to speak Russian and I'm going to speak English and I'm going to travel the world. And, and I've done all of that, so what I would talk about is, like, mindset, setting like lofty goals. It was lofty goals for me back then, like, and being grateful. Cause, like, I think people fall into a trap of complaining about things. And then what happens with the brain is that if you complain about something, it wants to, like, look for things and ways to complain more. But if you wake up, that's another thing, like my team taught me. If you wake up and write, like, 5 things just you're grateful for, then your brain is always looking for things to be grateful for. And it's just like, good endorphins. You're always happy. You have more energy. You have better kind of vision for your future. And it, like, it just creates better opportunity, I think.
Wholeheartedly agree. You're totally right. You wake up and it starts with that first negative thought, because they say like some of us, like I'm hardwired to be negative. So when I wake up in the morning, it is a conscious decision that to block it out and move forward, move positive. And sometimes it's a motivational video. Like I clue into the fact like, whoa, I've said nothing but negative things in my head for the last, 2 minutes. I better change the narrative. And it really is about kind of shifting that and how it helps your mental health too, and the health of your team. And it just kind of all trickles down. So the attitude of gratitude, a little bit of goal setting. We're going to kind of touch on your history, what you've got, your experience. You're a treasure, like the things that you have seen and done. And like I was reading your bio, and I'm just kind of, I do a little bit of recon, and I Google you and I'm sniffing around, but you're just remarkable. And like huge things are coming for you, sir. I adore you, Jenish. I'm so grateful. I love the StudioPTBO team, of course, great chamber members. And so tune in to us, Chamber AM, Tuesday, February the 9th, 8 a.m. I'm pumped. You're wonderful. And reach out if you need anything. Thank you so much for joining me, Jenish.
Thank you.
Enjoy your La Mesita. It's Tuesday. I've eaten at least 2 empanadas while I've been sitting here. They are so good.
It's no good, yeah.
It's heaven. Excellent. Thank you so much, Jenish. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.